Okay, this is Niles P in the place to be, with vocabulary spills, and we've got Poca here
Hey,
today.
thanks for having me.
Absolutely, absolutely. Live from Asbury, actually. So, this is our first time doing an interview like this. How have you been doing so far?
I'm doing pretty good.
Okay,
Yeah,
okay,
nice
cool,
morning.
cool. So, the number one thing I always wanted to ask is your name, Poca. Like, I know it's African
Yes.
Pocahontas or whatever, but where did that come from?
Well, I've always been a Disney fanatic when I was younger. So Pocahontas was always my favorite princess. I don't know, she just resembles so much strength to me and empowerment and just like, she was a Native American Indian, with the
Right.
tribe or whatever. She
Yeah.
helped, with the colonists and all everything. So I don't know. She just stand out to me, be just very strong and, like I said, empowering. And I felt like I've always been that. And it's close to Native American. You have all other princesses where
Yeah.
are just in the other culture. So I think she was more closer to my culture. Overall, and it just stuck to me. And I just, as I got older, I don't know, I just wrote it out.
It works out. Okay.
Mm-hmm.
Kind of figured as much or whatever.
Mm-hmm.
So you're actually like a quadruple threat, damn near. Like from what I've like gathered, you do poetry, you rap, you slash singer slash clothing mogul. So what was the first thing you really did? Like what was the first thing you got into?
First was poetry.
Okay.
Shout out to Dr. Seuss, because when I was younger, my mom used to read us his books all the time, and I was just fascinated with his words and the way he rhymed and his tongue twisters and everything. So that struck me when I was younger from the get. So I used to always write poetry a lot inside of my notebook. It's always been mostly like a hobby to me. And as I got older, it kind of progressed. Then as I started saying it to my friends and stuff, everybody's just like, oh, you need to lay it down, put it on the track, see how it sounds. But it always been a hobby, and I'm just like, eh. But once I started it, and I heard myself on the track, then I was just like, oh, I kind of like it, you know what I mean? And then it was just always in my heart, like, I feel like I got to keep doing it. And it just became like more of my passion. So as I started out poetry, it kind of transitioned to rap as I got more aggressive with it. And then I figured out I had a voice, and then I tried singing, and then it just like all correlated together. I'm like, well, I could do all three, and that's what I stand for. I never wanted to be put in a box, and it's like people are like, oh, you got to stick to one thing. What are you? Like, are you a rapper? Are you a singer? And it's just like, I'm all three. Like, I can be all three. So kind of just all just correlated, came all in together.
Okay, that's definitely impressive because a lot of there's been like a disconnect with poets and rappers. Like one side thinks they're better than the other. One side wants more and attention, I guess you could say. So it's cool that you could blend both. When you transitioned more from doing spoken word poetry to rap, did you have issues with or was it hard at first? Staying on beat and just riding a flow and like finding all that, or did it come more natural?
It came more natural. I guess flow to me has always been instilled in me, you know what I mean? And then a lot of people ask what's the difference between, poetry and rap. And of course you can differentiate the two. I mean, rap is more aggressive, you know what I mean? It's more up-tempo and upbeat.
Yeah.
And poetry is just more sentimental. It's more your feelings, and, it's more so of like a pattern of, so I don't know. That's how I differentiate the two.
Gotcha.
Yeah.
Okay. So the singing thing, like for somebody who just said like, oh, I just found out I had a voice, and that's been your main bread and butter as of lately. Like you mix it up, but you've definitely been a singer. Did you have any experience singing, or did you just kind of find that out happenstance?
Growing up, my mom played a lot of like house club music, Michael Jackson, Stevie Wonder. So I mean, I've been around singing like all my life. Like I've done along like the Wiz. It's always like family functions. They always play Wiz and we sing along to it. So I mean, like singing for me, like when I was younger, I knew I had like a little voice, but it wasn't all there. I just love singing. I love R&B,
Okay.
But as I got over there, it just sort of progressed. It's not something that I've always done, always thought I was going to do, So it kind of just hit me out of nowhere.
All right.
And I just rode away with it.
Yeah, it's definitely worked out. If you had a preference, you say you try to do everything a little bit equally, but at this point in your career, what do you think you veer more towards when somebody's like, actually, when somebody asks, like, hey, be on this song, what do they ask for more? Spoken word poetry, singing, or rapping?
It's more of a mix when people ask me, but me personally, I love R&B more.
Okay.
It's more soulful for me. I can pour a lot more out. I feel like between poetry and R&B, I would say, and singing is like my top.
Okay.
I would say. Yeah.
All right. And everybody always wants somebody on the hook too, so that can be very fruitful for you.
True.
So one of the songs you have had out that is actually a little bit more rap wise, but you sing in the hook, is "Solidified."
Yes.
So when that came out, featuring Champ G, shout outs to him.
Yeah, shout out to my guy. Yeah.
So when that came out, I'm like, all right, this is a song. I'll just check it out.
Right.
How did that even come to be? Because that became one of my favorite local songs this year.
Yeah. Okay. Well, honestly, Straight Outta Compton had just came out, and he was just like, "Ain't nobody gonna question this shit. This shit is solidified." You know what I mean? That was just like one of my favorite parts in the whole movie. Like I loved when he said it. So when I heard the beat, it kind of just poured out, and I was like, "Hey, this shit is solidified." And then it kind of just rolled away, and then I just came up with the hook. Once the hook was set, kind of was like the groundwork for it. So that was like my inspiration for the song from Straight Outta Compton. And then then once I add Champ on it, we both correlated together and just both just laid it down. So that's how that track came about. Yeah, that's a good movie.
Absolutely, yeah, one of the few good rap biopics that have come out.
Right. Shout out to Eazy-E as well.
Yeah. R.I.P. Of course.
Right.
Yeah, when that came out, like I'd heard of Champ G before, and like you always have people kind of on your radar, but for one reason or another, no disrespect, I just never happened to listen.
Right.
So when that came out, like it introduced me to you more so. I'm like, okay, this shit is solidified. Like I was into it. That was my jam. And then he came on. I'm like, yo, that's a dude I've been hearing about. That's dope.
You're right.
So
work well together.
Yeah, it's definitely a thing. Do you have more records with him coming, or?
I'm quite sure we'll probably work more in the future, but we also are working on a video for Solidified, so definitely look out for that. But we make good music, and that's one of my homeboys, so I'm quite sure we will make more music in the future.
Cool.
Yeah.
Definitely excited to hear about that. So I should ask you about this too. Speaking of videos, you had a video that I was on another blog before, Vocabulary Spills, that it was around that timeline. I don't know why I didn't. One of my biggest regrets being a writer is I didn't cover it, or no one else covered the video for, what was the song you did with Apollo?
Oh, okay, Crazy Babe.
Crazy Babe, that's right.
Champ G as well.
That was one of the dopest. It was a dope song. I just like the violins and how everybody flowed on it well, but the video was real creative.
Thank you.
How did you guys come up with that whole concept, the song and the video?
Well, I wrote the hook myself once I heard the beat as well. It just came to me, Crazy Babe, but then I wanted to kind of like flip it. I wanted to be like, it's me saying one thing to him, but I want him, because it's two sides to every story.
Right. So
to me, it's just like, I'm crazy, but which you chasing money and fame, but at the same time to him, it's just like, I'm chasing you, even though I'm chasing, So I wanted to add the both, perceptions in it. So Apollo, he's a very dope artist. I love him. He does R&B. So
shout out to him too.
Yeah, shout out to Apollo. So once I did the hook, and I was just like, I need a boy to hop on it. So I hit Apollo, he was down. Once we laid down the hook in the studio, I was like, Apollo's not a rapper, so I also wanted a dude to rap on it to like fully explain like his perception of it. So, I just put Champ G on it, and we really all sound good together. And then with the video, I also came up with the concept for the video too. And then the song was about basically a girl being crazy and him chasing after the girl, and just a crazy love. So also my inspiration for my Crazy Babe video was what was it? What's the movie with the guy and they broke into the house and he was deaf, he was blonde. And I can't even
I know what you're talking about.
Right, I can't even
Somebody's
think of
going to leave that in the comments. And be like,
right.
Who's that one?
Right.
Like, oh, yeah, that.
Right, but that movie. So I was just like, what if I twisted that, and, made it to like a love interest kind of, thing. Okay. So that's how that video came about, and I came up with the concept for it. So it all just correlated very well. Like it went very smooth, in that process.
Okay. Yeah, that's still one of those where I'm like, how did I let that get away? How did I, even if I can do it when I had a staff, how did I not be like, you're writing about Crazy Babe. We have to get this done. That was dope. So you come up, so we could add video concepts too, because you can do a lot of things. And wow, the list just gets longer and longer as we talk. Okay. So who are your, like, musically, poetry-wise, lyrically, as far as rappers go, who are your influences? Not so much your favorites, but people that, like, you take from.
Well, definitely J. Cole and Kendrick with the hip-hop and poetry side, because they both, spit more so poetry and rap. They're like a correlation of both put together. So they're definitely huge inspirations of mine. I will also say female-wise, Lauryn Hill. Because even though she does R&B, she's still like a poetic rapper at the same time. So I would say them top 3 is like my biggest inspirations.
Right.
Yeah.
Okay. Mm-hmm. That's been dope. What about when it comes to singers?
When it comes to singing, I love Stevie Wonder.
Okay.
Oh, he's one of my favorite. There's just so many. Of course, Beyonce. A lot of people say she's overrated, but she makes awesome music.
She really does.
her songwriting skills are very awesome. I love her. Songwriting. I love Neo.
Okay.
I think Neo's really well. Yeah.
He's actually written for a lot of people too.
He has.
So that's a dope thing. Now, here's a question. I know you couldn't get too much into it if you have, but have you or would you write for somebody if need be?
Oh, yeah. I've definitely considered it.
Right.
Songwriting is definitely a branch. It goes beyond you actually being the artist. You know what I mean? So I've definitely taken it into songwriting.
Yeah, I feel you though. I mean, that could be another hustle. Like you've done like 80 other things. The one thing I didn't ask, I see you've got the shirt on.
Yes,
you've got some type of flowing. All right, tell me. Like I keep seeing that. I follow a little Instagram and all that. That's cool. But tell me what the inspiration behind that was and how that came to be.
Okay, so you know how they say you're fluent in a language.
Yes.
You know what I mean? So when I was just like, oh, you're really good at it. So I've been known to have good flow. You know what I mean? So I transitioned it into fluent. And then basically fluent is just meaning like being versatile and just be able to step outside of your box and not being boxed in. A lot of people say, you need to be one thing, They want you to stick to one thing, and it's just like, no, you can be anything you want. Spread your wings. Yeah. Don't continue to just stay trampled in somewhere. Just explore every option you have, and just be free. Okay. So basically, that's what Fluent stands for.
Gotcha. We've got the logo tees out for now.
Yes, they are dropping very soon. MH Productions, shout out to him. I came up with the concept, and he took my ideas and everything I wanted inside of it and made a very dope brand for me. So shout out to MH Productions.
Nice. Shout out to him. You always got to have a good graphic designer
that can take your ideas and put it all to use.
Yeah, I mean, you got to go local for yours. I had to go Detroit to get my graphic designer. Oh man,
yeah, I would have told you sooner.
There you go, worked out. So, beyond that, what are your goals for the rest of the year? Like, what do you have going on?
Well, right now, I'm still trying to get my brand up and going. I'm doing a lot with that. I have an EP dropping soon, beginning of next month at the latest. Okay. Apocalypto.
Nice.
Very soon. It's a 5-song EP, So I have that dropping next month. Other than my brand and my music, I'm just really focused on just, networking, like branding, getting my name out there, performing a lot more.
Okay.
So that's basically my main focus then for the rest of this year.
Okay. What's the flavor of the EP going to be, Apocalypto?
Well, it's going to be a mixture of a little everything. It's mostly going to be R&B. Okay. But then it's a mixture of poetry and rap at the same time. So it's going to be a mixture of everything.
Okay, that sounds good. That's definitely something that's going to be dope. What about as far as collaborators? Like you've collaborated with Champ G and Apollo, and there's plenty of people around the way. Mm-hmm. Even though you're from Asbury Park, but you're now based down south in where was it?
Charlotte,
North Carolina. But you still be up here. Apparently,
you're
here right now.
Right.
That's how we doing this.
Jersey, all the way down.
But as far as I guess more local people, like who do you want to collaborate with that you haven't gotten to yet?
Oh, definitely Sin. We talked about it a lot. We just never got around to it. I think she's very dope. She's a very unique in her own way as well. So I love females who stand out differently. I think she's very dope. So Sin definitely. I don't know if you heard of Mike Sav. He has a very dope voice. Yeah. I don't know if he still does it consistently, but he's always been an artist that I wanted to work with. I would definitely say those two locally. Mm-hmm. Yes, I would say those two.
Who's your dream collab though? If you were to swing for the fences, like if you could work for anybody,
like famous?
Yeah, like big time.
Definitely J. Cole. Okay. That's and Chris Brown.
Okay.
Yes.
All right.
Oh man, definitely.
That would definitely be cool. You mentioned being a female artist and whatnot. Mm-hmm. What are some of the challenges you've had to face as a woman versus how a man wouldn't deal with? Like I'm talking about business Anything like that? Anything that may have come up?
Well, being a female, I would say it's the hardest because females are over sexualized. You know what I mean? So when people see you, they want to, and especially in today's society, people want to see ass, people want to see titties. Yeah. Hopefully, I'm not talking out.
No, it's all good.
Right?
No, we uncensored.
Okay.
Direct.
So yeah, I mean that's what a lot of people look for, and then now a lot of female rappers are, talking about, like I said, just being sexual. So just being female, and females are more overlooked than male artists. You know what I mean? So with females, they pay attention more to what we're saying. What are we representing?
Right.
You know what I mean? To the clothes we wear. Oh, she don't have on makeup, or to your hair, So we're very critiqued a lot. You know what I mean? So as a female, you kind of be self-conscious of certain things you do, and it's just but you shouldn't have to be. You should be able to feel free to be yourself, you know what I mean? Do the things you want to do. But me personally, I'm like a tomboy. So you'll never see me dressed up in dresses and heels,
Gotcha.
You know what I mean? Unless I'm going to a big event or something where it's necessary.
But your everyday flow isn't really that.
Right. No, it's not that. So, you know what I mean? So, in today's society, that's what a lot of people look for. You know what I mean? So as a female, I don't know. I just try to stay true to self. So I would just say the image is just the hardest part, about being a female. And then, with females, they kind of feel like they can walk over you a little more. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So you just gotta be a little more tougher. But we're making our way through, pushing through.
Absolutely. I've heard people say, no, there's only 7 rappers out at one time. That's kind of right. But they always make it so there's only 2 rap chicks doing anything.
Right, exactly.
And they always have beef somehow. Right now, it's Nicki and Remy, of course.
Yeah.
But have you ever had any dudes in the industry approach you on some weird type of thing? Or not so much. Hey, I want you to do this, but you got to wear this. Or hey, I want you to spit these over-sexualized lyrics in the song.
Right, that's what I said. I've had people come to me with songs that were a little out of my element, you know what I mean? To where it's it kind of is diverse from my image.
No.
Nice. Thank you, very good. It's an interview, shut up. But yeah, I've had guys come to me with over-sexualized songs or just going against everything I stand for, you know what I mean? So I've had to turn down Future sometimes, But then, you just have dudes that sometimes just want to do a song with you just because they want to talk to you, you know what I mean? It's not more so about the music. So you do have to kind of differentiate the two, But I try to stick to a certain image and a certain way I do my music. So, but you do have guys that do want you because, I do have, it just adds a beautiful person. So I guess they do expect you to be able to, transition and do that as well. But you just gotta just stick to your guns.
Okay.
What you represent.
So you said you want to do some more performances and get yourself out there more, performing live like that. Do you have anything coming up that people want to talk about?
How do you guys
as far as shows you're performing soon at any point?
Well, performing wise, I definitely want to start performing more out towards North and more towards Atlanta to build a fan base out there.
Okay.
And start representing my brand a lot more, just pushing it and just networking a lot more and get my face out there because I'm not so much like a party girl, you know what I mean? So I try to step out of that box there because networking is very crucial, especially in this business.
Gotcha.
So I just try to network more and get out a lot more and show my face more.
You have any shows coming up?
Oh, yes. Oh, okay. So, yes, I do have a show coming up. July 29th is a big Unity concert out in Asbury Park. So it's going to be a lot of other local artists performing. We have a bunch of vendors. A lot of upcoming young entrepreneurs going to be out there. So it's going to be a very dope performance. I think it's going to be really cool. Okay, especially everybody from your city.
So July 29th. Where's this being held at again?
It's going to be in Asbury Park. I believe it's going to be on Springwood. It's a new park they just built out there.
Okay. Mm-hmm. All right. So she'll be on the Ave performing with a lot of other people. That should be dope. I'm going to do what I can to get out there too, hopefully.
Okay. Yeah.
Schedules are crazy. But if I can't go, everybody else is watching this should go.
Yes,
absolutely.
Please do.
Support a good cause or whatever. You're definitely doing something positive. Right. So you talked about, you've got your EP, Apocalypto, coming out, which is going to be dope. What are your goals for the next few years as far as your brand and music and fashion and all that goes? What are some things you want to do?
Within a few years, well, I'm hoping my brand will be definitely up and going by then. I definitely want to get it within stores, and be sold
Okay.
on the racks, whatever like that.
Right.
So that's definitely a goal within a couple years. Music wise, I will hope, I don't know how far we're talking, but